co-founder of PaySac. We're here to transform business banking for the 21st century. Today, every service that you and I need is available at a click of a button on our smartphones. Payments, food, etc. The same, however, cannot be said about services in the enterprise space. I'm primarily looking at financial services. So if you look at employee benefits and business expenses, it's still predominantly done using non-digital formats. Formats like vouchers, coupons, and claims on paper bills. We believe that's a huge loss of time and money, both for the employer and the employee. Because handling paperwork really drains out company resources. Research shows it takes about 20 minutes and about $58 to process an expense report. I'm talking about one expense report. And the interesting part is about 19% of all expense reports that are filed have errors in them, errors that have to be corrected. We believe we can bring down this time and cost. I'd like to present PaySac, a mobile wallet for enterprises. We provide every enterprise with a PaySac account that they can assign an employee. And they can pre-categorize employee benefits like food, medical, fuel, etc., or use it for business expenses for the sales force, all at a click of a button. All the employee needs to do is pay for their bills either using the PaySac mobile app or the prepaid Visa card that goes with an account. And we ensure that there's no paper bill brought back to an office ever again. So we take care of everything from administering benefits all the way up to filing for expense reports, and thereby reducing the possible errors that could creep in and remove false claims completely. If you look at the competitive landscape, we are a solution for companies that do not have the corporate credit cards. So we are the companies that someone like a Concur doesn't cater to. We have a new competitor in the market, specifically looking at the Indian space, which is Neo, which just launched a couple of months back with about 2,000 users. So we believe there's a lot of potential in this particular space, and we are early in to access this market. Our revenue model is we make money on every single transaction that happens on our platform. We have a revenue share partnership with the bank, where every 100 rupees that the bank makes on a transaction, they pay us 70 rupees. We are planning to work on a hub and spoke model, where our enterprise dashboard is a hub where we provide for free to the enterprise, and we plan to make money on the other services that we interact with. We plan to be a marketplace where we work with all the HR, payroll companies, the various businesses that these employees interact with, like your Oyos or the Olas and Ubers. If you look at the market, about $24 billion is spent every single year, and this is just domestic business expenses. And it's expected to grow to about $49 billion by 2019. And one of the other interesting stats is that by then, about 65% of the workforce here in India is going to be under the age of 35. Yes, so that's the audience that we're targeting, and that's a product that we're building for this particular workforce. So if you just look at the IT tech parks across India, and if you're looking at an average of $1,000 per annum spent, we're looking at a $3 billion market in just the tech parks in India alone. We would like to explore something about our journey so far. We've partnered with DCB Bank and with Visa, and we've also got a partnership with Citrus to help us with the mobile wallet. We have about 50 companies in our sales pipeline who've shown interest to adopt our product. We also partner with key HR and payroll companies like Greater HR and help us get access to their existing customer base who are still using non-digital formats like paper bills. We project to hit about 8 lakh rupees in monthly recurring revenue with just 20,000 users, where we see an average of about 40 rupees made per user per month. And we plan to grow that revenue per user along the way based on the other extra services that we intend to offer, like a 15-day credit, etc. So we are here to raise about 1.25 crore rupees at a 7 crore valuation. We already have a 25 lakh commitment from Srinivas Morikari, one of our early investors who've shown interest in our product, and being from a financial background, he understands our business as well. Our team brings a diverse range of experience. Sherry, our designer, brings over 10 years of experience in design. We have Richmond, our information security specialist, who has a master's in cyber law and information security. Sorry. Rajat is an ex-Amazon software engineer. Nikki handles operations. Vivek looks at marketing and is a serial entrepreneur building offline businesses. I have a PhD in mobile location-based services, prior to which I led the Google Maps team here in Hyderabad. Thank you for your time. Looking forward to take your questions.
Was that really your picture? Last one?
Yeah.
So do you believe that that was that guy? Or you need check-on guys to come and authenticate him first? Right? Okay. So, okay. Gentlemen, do we have questions? All right. So we have some interest.
I think good problem to solve. Why would you do differently from the other applications that are right now in the market, the big ones like Conquer, and there are lots of apps now that are promising this to enterprises, right? Who are already using large expense management systems, and they're all coming up with apps to manage this. Yeah. So what would be your unique value prop, not from a model standpoint, but from a technology standpoint?
So just the approach that we've taken for this particular problem, what we noticed—
approach can be copied, right?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, approach can be copied.
Sure. Yeah, no, what I'm trying to say is based on our research, we found that different companies of different sizes have very different ways of handling benefits and expenses. Some of them are outsourced, some of them are in-house. A small startup would have a separate dashboard, etc. So where we stand is we want to be this parallel digital account where you have your salary account and all the non-salary transactions between an employee and the employer happens through the PaySack digital account. So that's the approach we've taken. And most of our competitors are looking at individual problems, like you have Sodexo looking at food benefits. Medical is still pen and paper-based format. You have petrol card companies. Again, you're looking at multiple cards or multiple formats. So what PaySack does is it wraps it all under one single app and one single card. So within the card, we actually create separate buckets for food, fuel, medical, etc. Gift card, you don't have to go to an Amazon to buy a gift card. You can assign gift credits, which can be used across any online, offline services using our card. So we think we're bringing a wholesome picture where, like you said, we are actually catering to the non-corporate card user. So a company like a Deloitte might not see value in using us for their business expense, but then you have lots of sales companies, pharma companies who have Salesforce who still do pen and paper-based expense reporting. And I think that's where
Answers your question?
That's right.
Yes, gentlemen. Yeah. No? So no questions means no interest? Is that what it is?
The only question I have is, you call it as a wallet, so how do you load it?
So actually, the difference between a consumer wallet and our scenario is it's going to be a bank to merchant transaction. So today what happens is a company pays Sodexo, say, 2 lakh rupees for 200 booklets with 1,000 rupee worth credits. The same model where they transfer that money to us, we assign them digital currency. So there's no extra cost on loading the wallet as such, because it's all transacted from the bank directly. So enterprise pays us, we settle with the merchant.
Yeah. Babu, Jay? You still have money in your suitcase, I promise. Jay? No?
No questions.
No questions? Gentlemen, any other? Yeah, go ahead.
One more question. So, how many companies have you deployed the product?
So we've spoken to companies of different sizes. We have about 50 plus within the 50 to 1,000 range employee size. We have a few in the 3,000 plus, like Allianz, who has about 3,000 employees.
Okay. So we'd like to consider taking this up for an additional level of diligence.
Oh, you want to talk more?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So that's nice, right?
Sure.
So I see, Kishore, you're out. Yeah. Babu?
Yes,
Are you sure? I know that there's money in the suitcase. Somebody encourage him, come on. Right, Jay? You're out?
Yeah, I'm out, but I think it's a great concept. I think, I'm sure there's a marketplace for it. All the best. Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Prasad, you want to take it forward after this, right? So we have an interest. Yes, sir. See?
You have to commit the amount.
You cannot go without committing the amount.
So if we invest, so I can tell you that.
Okay.
So I can tell you if we invest, we will invest 50,000 US, but we will have to do our diligence and we'll have to take you to our investment committee, and that's how.
So if you did not hear at the back, he said if they invest, and I see there's a clear interest, and I hope that it gets through after this. They would invest about 50,000 US, right? But after it goes through that next round of discussion and due diligence and the investment committee approval, right? So you have a clear approval here.
Sure.
I wish you had a check as well, but then all the best and
All
congratulations.
right. Thanks a lot.